Okay, part 4 of All About Sidechain. Today we're going to check out the multiband dynamics, possibly the most functional device that we can use for sidechain in Ableton Live. And here I just have a drum beat. This is from the build and drop pack that comes with Ableton Suite. And here I have a loop also from the same pack, just took a loop here. I have just the original loop, slowed down. The original BPM is 128, I'm playing it at 100. Duplicated, took it down an octave. Duplicated again, took it down another octave. Together. Okay, now let's drop audio effects, multiband dynamics. I'm going to drop it on the entire group so we can hear all of them. And here in the multiband dynamics, I'm going to open up the sidechain section, turn on the sidechain, and we're going to set audio from the drums. Specifically, let's take just from the kick right here. And because there's a lot of samples, what's make it easier is just play your music, open up the menu, and then you can see what's playing. So let's go with the kick. Okay, nice. Let's solo just this. Now, the multiband dynamics, it's a very elaborate and complex device on its own. We're just going to talk about the sidechaining function. So once you set up the sidechain, here you have 3 bands. One for the lows, you can solo that. For the mids, and for the highs. Here is your threshold. So let's take, for example, let's sidechain the highs, and you can drag down or up to set up the amount. So I'm going to drag it down, and here's my sidechain, my threshold. Let's solo that. So we can hear that pumping. What's beautiful about the multiband dynamics is it allows you to sidechain separately the highs, mid, and lows. Here's just a sidechain just for the mids. Or just for the lows, you will need headphones for this. Nice. Here next to each band, you have the attack and release. You can set up separately. And because this is also an upward compression, you can set this bottom threshold, and then you can turn it down. So let's listen to just the highs. Now basically it will just turn up the volume every time it gets a sidechain signal. So it's basically the opposite way. So there's a lot of things you can do here. You can also set the frequency bands for each range. So the lows are from 20 Hz to 120. You can change that here. The highs are from 2500 and above. You can change that here. And the mid is between those two frequencies that you set. Here is the input volume for each, output volume, and you have a global time as well, where you can set all the envelopes to be longer or shorter, and we have the amount, which is basically the dry wet. So the multiband dynamics allows you to sidechain different bands separately, the highs, mids, and low, and by doing so creating some different types of sidechaining grooves. And plus, you can also do upward compression, which works the other way. It will turn up the volume every time it gets the sidechain signal instead of turning it down. Okay, so that's all about sidechain with multiband dynamics. Catch you next time.